Okay guys, today we're gonna see about how the cow ate the cabbage. And with any amount of luck, we're gonna get the kids to also. Welcome to Nonna Snowden Cooks. We are affiliated with an awesome charity, Jump for the Rose. We host skydiving events and raise money for the oldest and largest nonprofit breast cancer treatment center in the Houston area, The Rose. They treat everybody regardless of ability to pay. Okay guys, today we are doing stuffed cabbage rolls. We are culturally appropriating a good part of this recipe from the country of Hungary, where my Aunt Annette came over and she gave me her recipe, but I can't follow it exactly, so I kind of Italianed it up a bit. It'll all be okay. We got a whole onion, we got 2 medium tomatoes, a whole head of garlic. We got some ground turkey, some ground pork. Now, this is one thing you do have to have. The Hungarian paprika. Aunt Annette says do not buy any of this cheap American paprika. She says you got to get the imported. And some goat butter. So, step number 1. I have cored this cabbage. I have a pot of water. Bend the ball on the stove. And put me a scoop of goat butter and a cabbage in the pot to steam the cabbage. Okay guys, so first thing we're doing to do our little stuffed cabbage rolls is we are putting some of the good goat butter, I guess about 2 tablespoons or so, in the water. And we're going to come run over here and get some of the Uncle Paulie's. We're going to put that in the water too. Okay. And then we are going to stick this whole head of cabbage that I had already cored in there. And we're just going to let that roll. And that'll be done when it's done. When you can roll the leaves real pretty easy. Then we're coming over here and we're going to brown our ground pork and our ground turkey. And hang on a second, I'm going to show you how we get that going right here. Okay, we got our olive oil because everybody needs olive oil. And mix a little bit at the bottom. And we're going to brown the whole head of garlic like I had told y'all. Medium-sized onion. We discussed that already. I don't know which cat is being mean to their sister, but they better knock it off. Sometimes you got to yell at a cat in this house. It just happens. Okay, 2 medium tomatoes, ground pork, okay, the pound of turkey, hang on. Okay, and now y'all know if you're playing with the meat, you got to go wash your hands. So we over here getting that handled. This is where we're going to get a little odd, because into this right here, I'm going to put some of Mr. Dan Pastorini's Texas style rub. So we are not keeping it strictly Hungarian, in case you ain't noticed that. I'm going to sprinkle a good bit of that. Then I also like the garlic and herb mix, which is just delicious. And put some of that in. And then, like Aunt Annette had said, I have got the good imported paprika, and we're going to toss a fair amount of that in there. Okay. That's it for now. Now we get you, everybody needs a wooden spoon. You can't have too many. And we just going to cook this all up right here. Hey guys, okay, we're back. And you can look in here and see how the ground pork and the ground turkey are all nice and brown, and you could drain this now if you wanted to, but you don't have to. It just depends on what you want to do. Hang on. That is fairly tasty, but I'm gonna say it needs a little Uncle Paulie's in it. Uncle Paulie's good salt. Put some of that in there. Okay, now I believe we are in good shape. And of course my favorite tomato puree is the Mutti. It still is. Like I said, you could drain it if you wanted to, but you don't have to. So, I'm going to put the whole thing in. Let's see what happens to us. There you go. And then, some water. Okay, there's that. Stir this up real good. Okay. Grab a cup of rice. Okay, here's my cup of rice. It is going in there. And let this thing simmer, I guess about half an hour or so, till the rice is all nice and cooked. Put it on low, put the lid on it, boom, we're done. All right, now, I have tested this and just pulled one of these outer leaves off, and you can see how it's good and it'll roll up just fine and dandy. And I'm just gonna leave the lid on this for a little while longer, for it to steam a little bit longer. Then I'm going to drain it, pull the leaves off, set them to cool. Okay guys, so we have steamed the cabbage and I have started peeling the leaves off so that they'll cool off a little faster because this is still a bit hot. But I also wanted to show you what the stuffing is looking like. The only thing that I'm going to do, I have already tasted it and it is fairly delicious. But I'm going to add some of the good sheep's milk Romano into it. I guess that's about a cup. Your meat, your rice, your vegetable all in one plate. And if you wanted to do this with the keto, with the low carb, just don't put the rice in it. Boom, you low carb. The end. Okay, guys. Now this all, as you can see, there's still steam coming off of it. So everything needs to cool down until it gets to where you can handle it without burning the fire out yourself. All right, guys, so what I did was I let our filling that we did cool off, and I pulled the leaves off the cabbage, and I patted them dry on the paper towel. And now this is real simple. All you're doing is putting a glob of the good stuff in the middle of the cabbage leaf and rolling it up and putting it in your little casserole here. So once we get this done, I am currently, as we speak, preheating the oven to 375. And we're going to get this in that oven in the not too distant future. Now, next thing I'm doing here is I'm pouring a whole nother thing of the puree over the top to put some more tomato sauce on the top of it. And put this in there, let it cook about half an hour, give or take. And when it is finished cooking, I'm gonna go pull it and put some mozzarella on top of it. But you know what else I think I'm gonna add? I think I'm gonna add a little bit of Mr. Dan Pastorini's garlic herb, just to go over the top, give it a little more flavor. And a little bit of Uncle Paulie's garlic salt over the top. Spread this out. Slapping this in the oven for half an hour. We'll check on it, see if it's done. Okay guys, now let's come here and look in here. Okay, see that? That is what I'm talking about when I said it's done. That is done. So now we're gonna just take this one last step. We're putting some of that good Romano on the top here. Just sprinkle it till it looks like you got enough on there. This ain't rocket surgery. Okay, and then I've got some good mozzarella that I'm gonna put on the rolls. We got this going, and it's gonna go back in for 5 minutes, and then we will be done. And it is gonna be delicious. All right, guys, here we go. Y'all look at that. How pretty is that? That came out very nice looking. And pull us out a roll. Oh, I tumped it over. Oh no, that's not gonna work. There we, oh, now all the cheese is off of it. We're gonna have to really try this all over again, aren't we? Kids,
made it as ugly as possible.
The kids are not gonna be worrying about cabbage. They're not gonna argue with you about eating this because it is so delicious. Let's see. Cook, skydive, have fun, give back. This is delicious.